Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and let's go for a spin in the 924. Let's do it. Oh yeah. Woohoo! Sunny evening to take the car out for a spin, and I thought I would do one more trip in the car just before I start to do a little bit more work on it for the winter. There is one final job that I need to get done, and that is a four-wheel alignment. I have a printout from a garage that has already done the four-wheel alignment test for me, which showed me exactly what was wrong with all four wheels, which I totally expected, having redone the front suspension on this car and having had the rear wheels off and subframe for the torque tube change. So it wasn't a surprise to see what I saw, but it did mean that the garage that did the test wasn't able to do the actual fix, because to do the rear wheels and the alignment on the rear wheels you do need a special tool. So that tool now generally is only found at Porsche specialists, so I've managed to track down a specialist that's about a 20 to 25 minute drive away. They said they've got the tool, they said they can do the job for about £150 plus VAT, which is great. So they're going to do a four-wheel alignment for me, and that then means everything on the outside should be driving straight and true, ready for some of the winter jobs that I need to get done. So I thought, yeah, let's get it out for one last spin. And when you see the alignment you'll probably think, why are you driving it? But needs must, and I can't just let it sit there on the drive and look pretty. It's got to get out there on the road. So let's enjoy a bit more. Okay, so I'm about to change the Auxiliary Air Regulator, which you can see just there in front of me. I think, even though after cleaning this one, that it's died, so I don't think it's doing the job it should do, but not to worry. As you can see, I do have a spare one there, which if you'd seen on my Instagram post, works perfectly. So let's get that one installed. Okay, so I have removed that unit and here they are together. This one being the one that I've just removed, this one being the newer one that I had as a spare. And let's just see down through the hole. You can see on the old one it's opened a little but not as much. The new one definitely has a much larger opening for air to flow through it, and ideally on a cold start that's what you need, and then it should close up as the engine warms. So high revs to start, lower revs as the engine warms up. So let's get this one fitted and hopefully that will solve my low revs on cold start issue. So light is by the phone because it's getting dark out here, but pipes are connected. I just need to bolt it back to the air manifold, and if you can just make out the hole on the right hand side that this unit screws into, it actually threaded out. And when I did the last one, actually I noticed it was, yeah, it wasn't tying down or talking down as much as it should. So I've actually just re-threaded the whole bit there, drilled it out, and everything is screwing together really good. So yeah, let's get this all bolted in. Okay, so everything is buttoned up and tightened down, so now is a good time to test the engine and see what the revs do, and if they're a little high after the engine's warmed up, I'll just adjust it here with the idle screw and we should be good to go. Okay, so the engine is warming up. We can see that the revs are on about 950. I'm going to let the engine warm up and see what it does. Ultimately those revs should drop down as the engine warms, so then I can adjust the idle screw. Okay. So quick tip, definitely get yourselves one of these sets or something like it, because I had to just repair one of the holes that this unit actually screws into, and yeah, without it I would have been stuck. So really useful little set this, just to rethread holes that don't play ball. Just looking at the one that I did take off, you can see that it's still sort of stuck in a smaller hole position, if that just focuses in there. So that should be wide open. This one is cold, has not run, so ideally you should have a good sized hole, and it hasn't, so this one wasn't working the way it should be. So hopefully with the new one now on and adjusted, that should do the job in terms of cold start and the revs being higher when you start and lower as it warms up. So I will give that a test in the morning, see if that has done the job. Okay everyone, so we have the auxiliary air unit all buttoned up and complete. This is the final bit I wanted to touch on just in this video, and it was about the 4-wheel alignment report that I had done, or was given after it was tested at the station, which I mentioned as I was spinning the car around for its last time. I'm no expert on what all this means in terms of the setup and the numbers, but I will try and decipher ultimately what it means in terms of how my car is currently set up and how it is driving in terms of the direction of the wheels and all the stuff that you are looking at in terms of the colors and arrows. So starting with all 4 wheels and these boxes just above each wheel, these are the camber settings. So how flat that the tire meets the road in terms of whether the wheel is in or out, and that flat surface being flat to the road. So it's a thing called camber, either negative or positive. And as you can see, all 4 of my wheels have a negative camber, and if you look at the coloured pictures just above each wheel, you can see which way they are leaning in. So the top of the tyre is leaning in this way, which means the bottom of the tyre is leaning out that way, so it means it's not completely flat. Now, negative camber is generally something that you can adjust if you want slightly better cornering, and that's why when you see on race cars or some of those more modified cars where the wheel sort of sits much further out at an angle at the bottom, just gives you, as you say, better stability in cornering. That's the idea, and not necessarily on everyday use is that required. So you can see mine are out in all sorts of numbers here, so minus 0.56 degrees here right up to minus 1.44. So those are all out and they're all negative, so that's one correction that needs to be adjusted. The other way, or the other set of graphics here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, are the direction of travel of the wheel in terms of a straight line. If that's the straight line that we're driving, is the wheel driving that straight line, or is it driving to the right or to the left? So known as the toe, or your tracking, is generally the terms used. And as you can see, crazy numbers and directions here as well. So the front wheels, as you can see, are both pointing or driving to the left, and they're driving by minus 3.5 and plus 2.02 on this side. So yeah, front of the car moving in this direction, while the rear of the car, as you can see here, both the arrows are pointing to the left, which means the front is going this way and the back is going this way. Generally known in in circles is, I guess, crabbing is one way. You might say crabbing is actually all wheels going in one direction, more so, like a crab to the side, where these seem to be sort of counteracting each other. Maybe good, maybe bad in the current state, but that being said, all the green lines that are represented on this diagram should be where all the arrows are on and pointing. So as you can see, not one, well, maybe this one, this is the closest in terms of being flat to the road, as you can see here. Yeah, not one of them have ultimately met their target, which I expected. You know, all of this has been rebuilt at the front. We've had the rear torsion bar and all of that setup taken off as well for the torque tube replacement and refurbishment. So I expected all this. This is not surprising. The final piece here is what they call the thrust. So the direction in which the car thrusts, I guess, how that is measured, I'm guessing is between these 2 points here. But again, the thrust is not straight. It's off to the right hand side by -30. So that diagram suggests that you can see it's moving in that direction. So yeah, I just wanted to finish off with that because many of you will be thinking, don't drive it anymore, and you're absolutely right. It isn't necessarily great for the suspension, especially with all the new stuff that I fitted. It's not generally good for the tires. So all of this needs correcting, and that's, as I said while I was driving, is going to be done in the coming weeks at a Porsche specialist who has not just the four-wheel alignment laser setup, but also the tool to adjust the rear settings, which is why this garage was unable to actually fix all this, because they could only do the front and not the back, and you need the backs to be aligned as well. So that's it. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Please subscribe if you like some of the videos that you are viewing. And just as a sneak preview on what's to come, oh yeah, we've had some of the first deliveries for the next lot of videos and the winter work. So thanks for watching again.